Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. It's showtime. Evening, guys. Hope everything's good out in your neck of the woods, if you're actually in the woods. Probably not. There we go. Need to do a little bit more of me, and less blank walls and bookshelves. It's not a good hair statement. It's just not. It looks like he's carrying a bundle of overripe bananas on top of his head. I guess technically that would be a look, just not a good look. Alright, well, we are working our way through higher tiers of the maps. I think we're up to time mark 5 now. And I'm going to need some more Glacial Abyss time mark 5 map equivalents. Let's get a couple. Hopefully we can get a couple more as drops. If not, we'll have to buy a couple more. That's just the way it works. Trader, Beacon. That's right, the other guy also sells beacons. Glacial Abyss Beacon time mark 5. We need to buy 2. We have to get at least 2 drops out of those. All right. 15 additional groups of normal monsters. I really don't do those, but I'm going to go ahead and give it a try. This is purple, so lots more normal monsters. Now you'll note I have one dude running around over here. That's my pet. You can have one of your pets visible. That is a little. I guess I have a couple of. No, 2. 2, I guess. And then 2 copies of me. 2 illusory copies of me. The buff you get, or the price you pay for having 2 copies of myself instead of one, is I don't get to cast anything. Except, well, not my main ability. I have a secondary ability. It's just not especially powerful. So mostly it's running around and picking up loot. There, I can cast my other ability. Blizzard, which I cast mostly as slow and help freeze. But all the real damage is being done by my illusory clone. Since I've got all these extra monsters, I don't want to just leave them without murdering them. That would be rude. Over here, blizzard on him. Hey, Vorp. How goes the evening? I posted a link that might be of interest to you. A sort of Fallout-alike game coming from Rebellion Games that's based in the north of England. The game. Well, maybe Rebellion. Another level for spell concentration up to level 18, so that my spells can concentrate. I have so much trouble paying. So according to one of the streamers I checked out earlier who was streaming, the League mechanic, which I have found very rippy, phrase is, in other words, dangerous. Yeah, it is very rippy. So it's not just me dying from it. I also said that most of the end-game builds in Torchlight Infinite are sort of like mine in that, not that mine is end-game quality, in that they're kind of auto-bombers, basically, where you just run around and the build almost kind of plays itself to some degree. In my case, I have given up the ability to cast my primary skill to have 2 copies of me casting it. Well, you may remember we bought 2. We used 1. We now have 3. So we got 2 as drops. Excellent. We are covered then. Finish out this batch of maps and face off with the boss. One of the other old League mechanics is in play for this map. The new mechanic is the Tarot. The old League mechanic, I can't remember the name of. Basically, on the minimap, you'll see some maps, or some mobs have little red dots. As you kill them, that fills in this indicator, and the more times you fill it in, the more times you can activate it and kill more mobs, or more loot. And that is the ARPG way. It is about blasting and looting. You want to blast things and loot things. One of the problems PoE 2 seems to have is the blasting part of it. I'm going to activate this now that you can see it's flashing. It'll pop up batches of mobs. And it has a little indicator there. I don't recognize that icon. Basically, I have gone through whatever mode that was. Go back and forth between a couple of modes as you kill off. Down on it with one more iteration of that. There's the big ugly man. Thank you. Oh, we do have one more iteration of it. Go ahead. Activate. Spew out little purple globes. Why is that thing not gone away? Why is the shield not gone away? The mob went away. The shield's still there. We have a fluorescent chest. Don't look all that fluorescent to me, but I had a precious forged chest, both of them. Ooh, nice. A bunch of precious embers and a couple of matchless embers. Very nice. Those are crafting bits. Another precious fluorescent chest. Box. I'm no longer instantly murdering bosses. Sadly. Yeah, nothing in the way of loot dropped, only various currencies and stuff. Commodities and currencies. Precious embers, fine embers. Matchless embers. So did the game get updated recently? Yes. Yesterday was the new season of Torchlight Infinite. The new League mechanic is kind of fun. I'll get to it eventually. Basically, it's sort of a board layout with a serpentine line of squares, and you have dice that determine how many spaces you can move, and you want to optimize. You can move some dice will let you move forward or back a certain number. Some dice you can choose what number, and you want to land on as many of the chests as you can and grab upgrades to the chests. And as the chests are upgraded, you have more loot and stuff to fight. It's actually one of their a solid mechanic, and I will say, frankly, better than any mechanic that D4 has yet had as a league mechanic. We've still got 2 left, which is enough to get us to the boss here. 2 more maps. And it's a solid ARPG. It really is. And you can't go all super powered and everything on it unless you're willing to drop some money. But the base game, the only money I spent was because I've enjoyed the game enough. I wanted to put in some amount of money because I feel that way that it in a free-to-play game, if I have played it a significant amount, they deserve some of my money. I have played it a significant amount. I'm over 250 hours now, and the only thing I've used the currency for so far, I used half the currency to unlock one of the classes that are not by default unlocked. I've unlocked 2 through playing the game, and then another one that I bought. And so I think I have a total of like 8 of the 16 or 20 that are available unlocked. And as you'd expect from most Asian games, lots of reward mechanics. The Asian free-to-play games. Lots of currencies, that kind of stuff. So this is the one of the tarot cards. Move up to it, it'll activate, it'll denote with the picture which of a number of different specific encounters it is that are consistent with the major arcana, and I will react appropriately, hopefully, and get out of the way or get into the way. It is the Hanged Man. That's when you want to stay close to the middle for, because if you move away from it, like you would be tempted to do for most of the skills, or most of the cards, he appears behind you and then just bull rushes you into the middle, doing a lot of damage. So you actually want to be right under where the card is. In this case, I'm going to activate as many of these mines as I can so that I have room to move around this card and not die. Let it now. It is the sun. You've got to get out of that circle. I didn't get out of the circle fast enough. I teleported in the wrong direction and ran out of space. But I was watching a streamer earlier, and the streamer confirmed my opinion that the league mechanic this league seems really, really dangerous. So it pretty regularly kills. At least it kills me pretty regularly. Especially when you're in the chests phase of the primary part of the league mechanic, at which point there are 2 or even 3 cards at once. This is the Hanged Man. Again, I want to be close. He spawns, and he didn't do any damage to me because I was not far away from the center. I was right under the card. When the Hanged Man pops up, you want to move to right under the card. Most of the rest of them, you kind of want to get out of the way. Dead center, where all the bad things are happening. Kill him, please, will you? Come on, other me's. Illusory me's. Do some more damage. It's so hard to find good help, especially when the help is a copy. The multiple copies of me are casting Chain Lightning. It is not a great single target skill, it is a very good clearing skill. Get 'em, boys. Back to town. And we have one more, and this one, finish this one up, that'll be 6 out of 6, and that'll open up the boss. It is definitely a fun little ARPG for lots of blasting. Alright, we got a couple more tarot cards. Sun. I got out of the immediate radius. That's an example of one that you want to get the hell out of the center. Next one is Hermit. Hermit, there are batches of mobs and you can't see them. You have to move right on top of them to actually damage them. Fortunately, they do show up on the mini-map. But you have to move to the back. To actually moidify them. Let's clear out around. So we're up to... This will be 6 out of 15 cards before we get to the Hangman again, right underneath the card. He did a very small amount of damage to us. He will kill you if you're not close to the card itself. My first Flame Elementium! Finally! I was wondering when I was going to get that. Flame Elementium is the currency, for the most part, that you need to buy items off the auction house. That is my first one. Wondering if I was ever going to get a Flame Elementium. My first. And even one can be enough for me to buy an item that will significantly increase the DPS. That was a level. 72 now? 782. I always get those numbers confused. 7 and 8. You know, they're so confusing. Let's see. More cold and more frostbite. That seems probably pretty okay to me. And we also have a packed point. Another 4% cast speed. Nice. FE for the league, and you. A lot of the miscellaneous stuff I'm picking up are currencies for various in-game functions. Another relatively universally common thing in Asian free-to-play gaming is lots and lots and lots of currencies. Kill him! Thank you. Miss T. Wow, we're putting the sub prices up. Going to cost you $24 per month. Big change from what it is now. Well, that's the thing about localized pricing. Sometimes regionalized pricing, sometimes it's going to be to your advantage and sometimes to your disadvantage. And that sounds like a disadvantage. I'm not sure if it's happening in the US as well. But I hadn't seen it. It doesn't surprise me, but I hadn't seen it. Nope. 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 got a boss. The Glacial Abyss. Time Mark 5. Throne of Winter boss. It's like a big water ray, except it's ice. Ow, that hurt. That didn't hurt, that killed. Not fair. Just want to say, not fair. It appeared that that curved, and I'm not used to that attack curving. I'm going to say that was not fair. I may have said not fair previously. Oh, that... I teleported in front of the killing thing. That was probably an error, I want to say. Teleporting in front. Not wise. Not the best use of my time, effort, and got it. There's a couple more points in the Spectries. There are a lot of Spectries, as there are Spectries. For each league mechanic they've had in the past. And some general ones. But this league mechanic was a lot of fun, so that's where I'm going with this now. Next up will be Time Mark 5 Blistering Lava Sea, after I drop off my little bit of ill-gotten gains. It wasn't ill-gotten. I died a couple times. Alright, Blistering Lava Sea. If you're curious about these, basically these are rewards. So you're choosing which reward you want, and the number of pips is how many maps you'll have to do to get it. Those are additional beacons. Beacons are the maps, basically. So, each of these maps that I'm running requires a beacon. Beacon! I love a beacon lettuce and tomato sandwich. Insane in the current climate, being the price hike. I would agree, but there's no evidence that Microsoft has any idea of what to actually do with Activision Blizzard now that they own. Really, so far their decisions have been puzzling or tone deaf, depending on which decision you're on. I mean, did they really just buy it? Spend all of that money just so they could lay so many various game units off? Maybe all they really wanted out of the deal was King. Because King prints money. For those who may not be aware, King is Candy Crush. Which still prints money like crazy. I have no idea if they make any money off the rest of their game. I know a lot of mobile companies that make buckets of loot have basically only one game. That's the thing about mobile gaming, why it's such a pox on PC gaming, and to a less degree console gaming, is for the amount of money it takes to make a AAA PC or console game. You can make maybe 100 mobile games. And if one of them hits, you'll make more money out of that than you would have made from your AAA game. We only had 2 maps for this particular, and now we're down to 1. So we need tier 5 blistering lava sea maps to draw. See if we get one or more out of that. Let's go. Never feels good to get a reward where you're going to get between 0 and 1 of a thing. You also do get a currency to use to buy more maps of the various flavors. Nope, something dropped up there. Can I hop across? I can! That might actually have been the one we needed. Be nice. Teleport. Much faster than elevatoring. So a lot of the various weird-ass currencies and stuff that are dropping are specific to some of the old Illusion games, which are they're all in the games. So they do it the way that Path of Exile does it. Although Path of Exile will sometimes have a league where they'll go, yeah, this one just wasn't good enough, so we're not going to put it into the core game. I don't think they've done that yet. Upcoming league, you can't fit that. Did we get another? We picked up 2 more. Yay! Alright, we'll go with the Forbidden Prophecies. Why are they forbidden? I would tell you, but it's forbidden. Brum-bum. Me. That's another one of the ones we need. We need now, I think, just one more blistering lava time mark 5. Now, we'll be able to finish this one out and get to the boss. And here's 3 more cards. Please, it is the Hermit, which is the one that requires us to be on top of the mobs for them to be tangible so that we can murder them. Whoops! Oh, good star. Accidentally set up the next card. That was a mistake. I didn't want to do that. Had it the whole way. It's never a problem. It's fine. It's fine. And one more card. I believe if you have tarot on a map, you'll always get 3 now. It is the Emperor. Ooh, he's not fun. He is got this rotating beams. Rotating beam is really freaking hard. We need to pop across. Whoops, and he'll move sometimes too. Sometimes you just gotta blow some crap up. And for that, this game is quite good. It does the blasting side of the ARPG equation quite well. The loot is not quite as fulfilling, but the blasting side is. To the boss. We've got another legendary, and I'm pretty sure those boots don't make the cut. That's a no, no. Nope. Definitely no. A little bit of survival ups, but not enough. Could we make that into a winner? The focus blessing. I don't think we can quite make that into a better item. Almost good. Maybe for another build, should I choose to make one. We're going to need one more map to finish out this and get to the boss. But we've got 2 more shots at getting one more map, which will be all we need. Whoop, and we've got cards. It is the hermit. Kill the mobs around this, and we'll hit this one. The Emperor. Card. That'll give us 12. So the next map we'll run into that has tarot cards. Maybe we good to go. The league mechanic. Final form. Activated. It's death. Death is a big mob who swings with a really nasty weapon. That's dropped over here. Here. Now we have. Here. There isn't anything over there to clear out. I think that gave us the last of the map we need. Finish off this batch. Also, thank you. perishable feet. I don't know. A lot of feet smell like they're perishable. Man. We have completed 20 blistering lava sea stages. And another reward on the reward track. 20 of the torch emblem, which is a currency for the current league. For cosmetics and stuff. A lot of energy shield. Now, a little bit of damage improvement. Maybe. Might be able to craft onto that. I'll give that a look. After we finish up these maps. Yeah, we did. We got 2 blistering lava seas, so we're good. We're at 3 of them now. Yeah, the elemental resists. -6 isn't too terrible. He says, hoping that killing him over. What were the odds? Almost invincible. These maps here are from Arcana. Need to go through. Not like BOE where you've got a bunch of bespoke maps that are part of the campaign. Loot back there, and well, us ARPG players, you know, can't have that. You know, missing loot. One more map, and then we get the boss. Big elite guy doesn't drop anything. Greedy. Over there, finish one guys. Freeze them. Freezing. Always fun. Not very efficient against the bosses, but against the mobs and stuff. You're wondering why Chain Lightning would be freezing. Because I have support gem on for 100% conversion of lightning. super ultra mega boss for this batch of maps. Again, the single target, not amazing on this build, so. Death, not unlike skip the animations. He's a big, fiery, rocky guy. Balrog wannabe, you know. Let me put away. Sorry. Let's see if we can make anything out of those boots. Show you a little bit of the crafting. %to damage. The lower the tier number, the better. Gear energy shield. We would like gear energy shield here as one of the only 3 things that can pop up. That's not the one we wanted. We'll try again. That's the exact same one, and we didn't want that. I only have 2 more of these higher end crafting mats left. Minion damage. That's not the one we wanted either. Are we going to go 0 for 4? Survey says yes. Yes, we did. All right. We have 1 left? Oh. I guess, those must have been bound. Then we have a bunch. Okay, we're all right. Finally, gear energy shield. We have cold resistance and erosion resistance. Fire or lightning. I don't think we need either of those specifically. Check. We need the fire, kind of. Kind of need the fire mod. That's the lightning. The lightning is better than cold, but we do need the fire. So our current boots have cold resist. But we want to keep the cold resist on these. We need to turn the lightning into fire. Fireplace. Thank you. Nice tier, too. So, it does a little bit more damage, but gives us a lot more survivability. That's a lot of energy shield. My current energy shield is 1066. Battle of Hastings. Why didn't it change? 1226. So in addition to 160. So the next batch of maps. We have enough, I think, for... We definitely have enough for that. We almost have enough for that. So we'll go to Steel Forge. We have 2 more points to spend. Mistvale. That was a fun lead mechanic, so I'm trying to prompt it to give me that more. All right, Steel Forge. Time mark 5. Energy Cores. Hero memories. Let's go with the energy cores. There's an icon there I didn't recognize. And it vanished when I got to it. I'm not sure what it was. Man. I recognize the icon, but I'm not sure where it's from. Here's the icon. Some special kind of boss or something. So we are going to have the tarot card, so we will get the tarot mechanic in it too. The lead mechanic is not incredibly complicated or nuanced. It's actually deep. Man, we stay right here. One more. And there should be one more tarot card somewhere around on the map. Not leave until we get there. Ding 83, there's the card. 21, so we have a new talent node. Where was I putting them? Ah, yeah. And 20 of our abilities just got upgraded to 19. I assume all to 19. It's on 19. Nope, all of them to level 19. Out. Well, we have got our 15 out of 15. We're going to play the League mechanic. Starts with just this sort of serpentine board action. What we want to get is chests like these. We start with 2 life. We can get additional life. We can get cards that we can use to upgrade the quality of the chests, which will also increase the fight we have to do to get them. We can grab additional cards, more upgrades, and so on. This is the default cell, and it'll always give us another card with a roll between 1 and 6. We also happen to have 4 cards here. These are one single use. This is 1 pip, 1 move. That's 4, and these are reverse, retreating 4. So what we're going to do is we're going to use this. Now, we can use it again. Now it's a 6, but it would pass up our first chest. So I'm actually going to burn one of these one-users to give us our first chest. Now we'll fire this off. That takes us to there. We now have a 2. That'll give us this, which is going to be another one of these usable dice. So we can now go to a 3, and that is an upgrade. Oh, we have a 3 here. We'll use that one. We now have a 5. That'll get us our second chest. The red ones here is you take a point of damage. So we're here. We now have a 5. That would hit us on where we don't want to go and take a point of damage. So we don't want to go with 5. We'll go with 4 and then 3, if need be. I'll go 4. And we want to use 3 to get there, where we don't know what we're getting. We go to there. The 5, though, is 1. Use the 5 to go here. And that gave us a 4, and that'll take us to here, which will give us another hit point, so to speak. 5 will take us to another upgrade. Next 5 will get us another point. We are running out of map space, though. So where we are now, we could go back 4. That does nothing for us. Go forward 3. That gets us a random. But if we hit the 3 to go there, then the 5 would take us to there. So we don't want that, so we'll take the 5. And we can go back 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't like that. Forward 3 is no good, and that's our choices. We can go forward 3 or forward 3. Back 4. All of those are going to give us an owie, so we will go ahead and burn this one. Take an owie, we're down to 3 life. 5 will get us another chest. We like the chest. Another 5 would get us an owie. We have a 3 that'll get us there, and then the 5 would get us an owie. And that's where we end. So let's see, if we go to 5, that gets us there. We can go back to 4. That's not terrible. Take an owie. Go back 4. Go forward 3. That gets us another chest. 4 would have us take a next to the last owie. Oh, there is another line up ahead. Okay, let's see. 4 is an owie. 1 gets us there, and then no owie. But then we're looking at Murderer's Row there. I'm going to take the owie right in the face. 3. That gets us another point of life. Like that. 4. That's going to give us an owie. 3. That'll give us another chest. Excellent. 4. That would be our last point of damage. That's not good. 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we have a 4 backwards. We can do that. That gets us... the random was another point of damage that we can take. So we went backwards. Now we go forwards to go where we were, but now we have a new roll. We have a 1 and a 1. Well, we'll eat a 1. We have a 1 here. That's actually reasonable. We're going to get that and then that. 5 will get us there. We have a 1. We'll use that. We have 6 out of the 7 chests you can get. We have a 5. And a 2, and that'll be the end of our run. We don't want to have the end of the run until we have spent these. This will increase one of my chests to the highest rarity among the collected ones up to a purple. So this should turn, I think, the green into a blue or into a purple. Green into a purple, I think. No, it turned the purple. One of the highest ones up to purple. Right, so it elevated one of the purples up to yellow, which is better. And this is going to be 2 Chests of Destiny, the highest rarity among the collected ones up to purple. So both of these purple, I think, will go to yellow. I was correct. Now, if we hit this, we enter the fateful contest. Okay, that is just to collect the various chests that we want. We want them, as many of the high-tier chests. Speaking of high-tier chests, behind the 6 chests, there is another high-tier chest. I would like to apologize for that. I'm not responsible for the design, nor the ludicrous amount of boob jiggle physics. Not my fault. So the green and blue chests, I believe, are free to open. You don't have to fight anything. But they're less likely to have any of the good stuff. Chest. And one more free. The orange chests, I think, are all going to have 1 card each. So, not great rewards, but also not too terrible. Oh, no, it is 2, sorry. The devil. Not like the Devil in this game, because in many things, and the Emperor. Oh, so it's 2 cards. That's right, because these were purple. Purple would be 1 card. These are orange. That's 2 cards. And there's red for 3. And then I think rainbow you can get. I have not got. Tits now it is. Yeah, those are, as far as the boob jiggle physics go, I think those are absolutely ludicrous. Of course, she doesn't know how awful she looks because she's got a blindfold. I have noticed she has this really pretty amulet, though. I'm not sure what drew my attention to it. No idea. All right, another orange. That's 2 more cards. What do we got? Empress. And they didn't recognize the other. It's the High Priestess. The High Priestess, I think, is the one that's really not pleasant at all. In that she's big and runs around. You have to avoid her. She's the enormous thing that wants to kill you. And I think you defeat her by just killing all of the other things that spawn around her. You can't really damage her enough to kill her, or that she takes damage from you killing the mobs that she summons, regardless. We have successfully completed that. Last chest. Except the most important, obviously. Asian gaming, everyone. I mean, Western gaming has the same thing. Emperor, I think, and Empress. Emperor and Empress. I don't know what Empress does off the top of my head. Hopefully gives me enormous loot. Not enormous, but you know. So that is the League mechanic. It's kind of a fun one. Not one of my favorites they've done, but pretty good. And like I said, I think more work went into that than any of the Leagues for D4. Sorry, D4. Not saying D4 bad, because it's not bad. But the League mechanics have pretty much been ruthlessly just... Especially when you compare them to PoE Leagues or even the Leagues from Torchlight. Get out of that, because it hurt you. You can't play this game. It's just hard for you to get out of bad fast enough. Yeah, I can certainly understand that. The further you get into it, you definitely have got to get out of bad fast. And you've got to be expecting it pretty much all the time. Now for me, but I play one similarity between all the ARPGs I play, not ER, not erotic role-playing, no. Action role-play, is I have my emergency movement key always on the same button. For me, it's E. Always. So for me, it's not something I even have to think about. I play enough ARPGs between PoE and Diablo 4 and Last Epoch and this, a couple of others. And as long as I always, make sure that I have chosen E for my movement key, that keeps me from dying endlessly. First of all, okay, we want that open treasure chest, which had nothing that the filter didn't filter out. Now we have another former League mechanic. This is Astral Pirates kind of theme. 50%, okay, I get to choose which here. 50% chance for the Void Pirates to drop additional flame fuel. 50% chance for Void Pirates to drop additional fluorescent memories. Rare trinkets. 1 additional ember. Oh, I can't resist rare trinkets. Who can resist? We get 2 waves. Pirates. 1. Sea Whisper learned. I think that is probably a spec point for that league mechanic. So, 37% Void Sea Treasure drop rarity. That'll be permanently added. When I run into it in the future, it'll now be more difficult than it was. As you do the former league mechanics, they get more difficult and more rewarding. I have completed Arcana gameplay 10 times. I'll be worth 160 points on the season pass, which got me up to level 10. Oh, level 9. Oh, 1 out of 2 it was. Level 9 is tax vouchers. Can be used to get a Flame Elementium tax refund. Speaking of Flame Elementium, I believe I have one of those now. I have 1 FE. I think I have 1 FE. 1 Flame Elementium. So I'll show you how the trade house. Go to the trade house. You can set up your booth here, but I've sold a few things, not many. I want to do a search for my current level is 80, like 83, I think. 83 is correct. Chamber of Commerce. That was the thing I just got a tax thing from. Don't worry. What do you want to know? Trade intermediary, fast and convenient, provide services, include auctions, purchase, I still have no idea. Alright, so what we want is non-legendary gear. The weapon to be a wand. Highest level we can use is Wretched. We want to do a search. We want to set a price filter of 1 Flame Elementium, because that's all I got. So, for instance, that one would be a 25% damage increase. That's really, really good. That's so good, before someone else buys it, I'm going to. I browsed the other day, yesterday would be the other day, and the most I could find for available for 1 Flame Elementium was 15%. So the fact that this one is 10% higher, and I looked at a couple of hundred, I'm satisfied that I got an extraordinary deal. A little bit of survival and 25% damage increase. That's spell damage, lightning damage, intelligence, which affects all of the spells and everything, spell crit rating, elemental damage, all of my damage is elemental. The minion cast speed, not helpful, but that is part of also the regular cast speed. So this is 6 purple quality, purple tier buffs that are all really good. Plus, the implicit is 28 additional lightning damage right off the top. So, I have increased my damage by a really significant chunk. I am pleased with that. That was a good use of 1 piece of monies. It was so good, I bought an item in the trade house. I checked the price of... I haven't sold one yet. Right, so things should get a little bit easier. I am working on Steel Forge, right? Yes, I've completed the first 1 out of 6 I need to do, and I need 1 more drop, I think I have 4. Yeah, I have 4. I need to run 5 maps, so I will need to get a drop in one of these 4 maps of a Steel Forge time mark 5. Basically, the time marks is just tiers. I am pleased by that purchase. So pleased I wanted to make sure I got it. Because it was better than I spent like 20 minutes sorting through hundreds of them. And the highest I saw was 15%. I have many damages now. I had some damages before, but now I have many damages. Back to the junction because there was absolutely nothing in that direction. Papa Lens needs more flame elementium. I'm using a shield instead of a second wand. Normally you'd be using a second wand, but the reason I'm doing so is the shield has +3 to the levels of all lightning skills. So it's actually, well, primarily, theoretically, a defensive thing. Evasion, lightning resist, but it has the +3 to lightning skill level. Really strong offense. Like me. Really offensive. Wait, maybe I didn't mean that. Exactly that way. No, I probably did. Bzzzzt. And now boss. Not boss. Come on, we know you're here. There you are. Definitely moving faster. That is what I think we needed, the Steel Forge one. So we should be able to. In particular, you can stop swinging anytime now, dude. Oh! Ah, that was the Mimic chest. Sealed mana compensation for Energy Fortress. You can do price checks from your inventory. Now, for instance, in this case, do a price check, specifically looking for specific affixes. Didn't work the way I expected it to. Oh, there we go, price check. So, there is something out there, an amulet, at least one amulet someone has with this prefix, and there's only one. And they currently have it for sale at 16. The odds are this will show nothing. Yeah, so how about for just that one? 8. So I'm going to hold on to this one because I might be able to actually sell this for something. Because it has 2 prefixes for sealing the mana, for sealing less mana. When you seal certain abilities, mostly passives, will take some of your mana permanently away. I currently have like 85% of my mana is sealed for 3 effects I have running all the time. These reduce the amount that sealed so that you can seal more abilities. No, we did not get the right tier. We're still at 2 of 6 with 3 maps left. Energy cores. Sure, energy cores. Not energy cores. Let's go with that. That was a beacon, which is the maps. They're just beacons. Different terminology because, you don't want to be obviously ripping off everyone. Last Epic does the same thing. Their maps have a different name. Monoliths. Thing about ARPGs is they all ruthlessly and openly steal from each other, and I've got no problem. You can tell when someone is fanboying for any ARPG. Well, yeah, but those other guys stole it from the ARPG I'm playing. Yeah, they all steal from each other. Old saying is, good artists borrow, great artists steal. Take me back to Conjunction Junction. What's my function? That is an old guy reference. Of course, most of my references are, by definition, old guy references. Even if you don't have to be an old guy to understand them, it's still an old guy making them. So, yeah, they are kind of old guy references. Residence Eye. That is used for the League. Yeah. The Mist Veil. I don't remember if that was the name of the League, but it was a genuinely fun league. Yeah, we're definitely killing things significantly faster. Oh, more Void Pirates. Our mateys, let's see what we got. A. Alright. Put in Void Sea Flames. Let's see. 100% chance for Void Pirates to drop additional embers. Or 100% chance for Void Drops to drop additional hero memories. That'll give me embers. Another Seal Whisper learned. I am the Seal Whisperer. A 20% chance for memory scraps to appear among base Void Sea treasure drops, or additional hero memories to drop, or memory scraps. We'll go with the blue quality one on account of its blue. Difficulty is still 5, so. The Void Pirates didn't get any more difficult. They're just as void piratey as they were, though. 2 go. If we don't get a drop for the Time Mark 5 Steel Forge, we'll have to barter for one. Yep. And we have got Terra Sign. Not Terror. Terra. Activating until we clear out everything. It is these two. Got lucky. In that spinny bit. Pointed towards us. So these things are, I believe, determine what dice you get in the game. When you get to the game section of the league. Devil, don't like the devil. As when things die, they fire off a lot of badness. Void. Rather commonsensically, you don't want to get hit by bad things. Is the sun? Get out! Sun isn't too difficult if you don't get murdered by the first blast. There's a little bit of a learning curve in figuring out what the mechanic is for each card, how the best approach is. It's not particularly deep. I don't know for a fact, but I'm assuming more cards get dropped into the mix as you get deeper into the league mechanic. I don't know that that's the case. That makes sense to me. There are 21 major Arcana cards, I think. 22? 22? I think it's 22. Technically, I believe the Fool is the 0 card. And then 70-odd minor Arcana cards. Was a Flame Elementium spent. Those are two. No, I don't think so. No, I think we've got 2 more to go. We need to get a dropper. We're gonna have to barter for one. Like the common people. Ew! We'll go with the Beast Plains for the Hero Memories. So you can see, actually, I have, what, 95% of my mana sealed or something like that? 451? 477? Crap. It's like 90, not more than 95%. No, like 93 or 4%. So you have to spend money? No. In order to get any enjoyment out of it? No. The only money I have spent was for the currency to open up one of the non-free classes. I believe I've unlocked 3 of the non-free classes. 2 of them I unlocked for free, but the other was after I had spent some money in the game. After I'd played the game for a while, I wanted to put a little money into the game because if I play a free-to-play game a bunch, and I'm up over 250 hours now, I like to put a little money in. So I put in, I think, 20 bucks. And I got enough points where I could unlock 2 of the classes. I have half of them left. Everything else I have done has been free. So no, only if you want to do like the absolute bleeding edge of the gameplay do you have to spend any money. Now, realistically, you can't do the bleeding edge without spending some money. That is the absolute bleeding edge. And so my answer is no, you don't have to have a good time. Sure. In that I've never paid for anything other than content in an additional class. I believe there are 5 free classes. Bleeding Edge in this game is the top 1% of players, maybe the top 5% of players. Getting out to the, the ultimate edge where you're fighting the ultimate bosses. Now, they've run the numbers, people whose opinions on the game I trust, people who have spent money in the game, they've run the numbers. I can show you one of the things. Basically, where you really see the pay to win is in the pets. So previously you had 3 pets that you could have. One of them is out and cosmetic, but they all have effects. Used to be you could have any 3. They've doubled it here now in this league to 6. You have 3 that affect your combat and 3 that affect the loot drops. According to the numbers I saw run, if you have the very best battle pets, you double your damage. If you have the very best loot pets, you triple your loot. So that's the difference. It comes out of those. Now, all of these I have gotten free. This is one of the legendary ones, and I got that one from a giveaway at some point that they had, where if you logged in or you did some amount of league content, you got a free package of stuff. The others I've gotten all as free drops. Now, I have played almost every league, so it's not surprising I've gotten a few. This one is 1 level lower than the tier. If you get duplicates, you level them up. So that's how you level them up. You get duplicates. So this is where the pay to win lives. Is if you're chasing the very best packed spirits or pets, because they're where the buffs come in. But the rest of the game, the only other thing that you would have to buy is if you buy the current battle pass, the season's pass. It has a free track and a paid for track. If you pay for the track, you get the new class, which is this character here. There are, I think, still 5 free classes, and I am playing one of the free classes right now. You have to pay for the best pets. You would eventually grind for them, but the amount of time you would have to grind, I think, would be prohibitive. Because when you get a pet, it will be random how rare it is. And I have a few of the rarer pets. I think I only have 1 legendary pet, and that was from the giveaway. So realistically, I don't know if you could actually grind for them. And if so, it would be very, very prohibitive time. But again, that is just, that's only for the people who would going to be paying to win in any game. I mean, if you're willing to pay to win in a lot of games that aren't theoretically pay to win, you can buy advantage. And yeah, here you're clearly buying for advantage. But like I said, I haven't bought any of the pets. And I'm playing a free-to-play class right now. If it matters, it's also available on mobile. The same game. Now, the PC client has a couple of uncomfortable UI things, but it's not bad. And for a console or mobile port, it's a really good PC implementation. It's not a great PC UI, but it is a good implementation of a non-PC UI. So it's not perfect, but it's way better than most. Recycle that. Hey, glad to help. It is a perfectly fine ARPG on its own, on just the merits of the game. If you like to blast, it has a lot of blasting potential. If you like to just, blow through maps, blowing everything up, yeah, it really does that well. I need one more Steel Forge Time Mark 5 map, so I will need to trade for that. Steel Forge, Time Mark 5. Beacons. Steel Forge. Beacon, Time Mark 5. It will cost me 5 of the currency. And this will get us to 6 and 6. 6 of 6, and we'll be able to beat up the Time Mark 5 boss. A lot of we have our second Flame Elementium, everybody. Woohoo! And you were here. The first Flame Elementium. Flame Elementium is the money to buy most items out of the auction house. And it is a rare drop at lower tiers, like where I am. So that's only the second one I've got. But the first one I've got, I used to buy an item that increased my DPS by 25%. So once you get into the higher tiers of maps and stuff, Flame Elementium drops a lot more, and that'll allow you to start leveraging yourself into better gear. So basically, I'm at the point where I'm starting to leverage my way up into the higher tiers by getting access to the in-game free currency that you use to buy items from other players. That's the primary part of the in-game economy, is the Flame Element. This is the League mechanic, which is tarot cards. Like orbs in PoE? Yeah, essentially. It would be the equivalent of, well, what used to be Exalts, now is Divines. Probably not worth as much as a Divine, probably more along the lines of an Exalt right now. And it has a full functioning auction house implementation where you can search and stuff. Earlier I did a search for wands, because that's what I wanted, was a wand. I did a search for wands at the price of 1 Flame Elementium. And it listed Flame Elementiums, and the only ones that were highlighted had 1 cost. And I looked yesterday, and the best one I could find was 15%. The best one I found right up immediately was 25%, so I bought it. And I am blasting much better than I was. Got another card. Alright, it is the Hermit, which is you need to get close to his minion mobs to activate and finish him off so that you can get the loot. Nope, there's still one left shooting at me. And it didn't drop anything, and we're 5 of 15 for our next go on the League mechanic. The leagues are not as fully fleshed out as PoE leagues, so you shouldn't expect anything of that kind of depth. But I would say that they are better than D4 leagues. And I think all of the previous league mechanics that this game has have been rolled into the core game, unlike PoE, where they decide as to how engaging they are as to whether they're going to put a core or not. Judgment. Got to get out. And back in. Got him. Yeah, so I have 250 hours in the game, so it's a fraction of the time I have in, PoE, as an example. But I think it's a fun blaster of an ARPG. Nothing incredible, but a really good blaster. If you like ripping through maps in PoE, PoE 1, obviously. Nobody rips through maps in PoE 2. Well, at least I don't. It's a solid ARPG. the free-to-play implementation is just fine. Unless you are the type of PoE player who doesn't have fun unless they're blasting all of the Uber bosses, you'll be fine, I think, in the game. Oh, is that the boss? It was the boss. It was the boss. Didn't even notice. Too busy blabbing. All right, now we've got the map boss. Time block. Time thing boss. Another one complete. Nope. Nope. Blessing Pendant. Spell crit. Energy shield. Attack and spell crit. Strike rating with energy shield is not low. I think that makes the grade quite. Starting to get some higher tiers of these. And 6 will be things I might want to sell that might have a sale value. Note to self. Alright, the next batch, the next time mark is Thunder Waste. We have more than enough. We have 7, I think we only need 6. As you finish out each tier, time mark for each of the different map sets, you get additional points to spend, and these are former League mechanics and a few sort of generic spec trees that you can spec into. And this was a previous League mechanic which I really enjoyed, and so that's why I'm putting spec points into it. That's similar to the Atlas spec tree for a PoE player. All right, Thunder Wastes. I think more beacons. Beacons. Yeah, beacons. Here's where you can juice your maps. I'm choosing not to juice them right now as I'm saving up the juicing currency for buying additional maps. So, for instance, I could juice the map here. It would add an affix of difficulty. It would increase the drop quantity, and it would increase the effect of the affix it already had. Now, my build at this current stage is not especially interactive, in that my primary ability has been removed. What this character does is basically he summons a clone of himself. And to be specific, there's a hero ability that makes you summon 2 clones of yourself. But now you can't use your own primary attack anymore. So the clones of me are casting chain lightnings all the time. I'm running around throwing blizzard and occasionally juicing myself up, which juices them up to do extra damage. The winged man, we want to move close to the center, so he doesn't do any damage to us. Alright, we are 7 of 15 cards done. If they have a card, they'll usually have 3 cards. Excellent. The Emperor. The Emperor is... what you really have to avoid is his big beams. Those are bad. I think the smaller beams also do damage, but big rotating beams. But basically, it's a little mini encounter for each of the major Arcana in the tarot so far. Haven't seen all of them. And then the major league mechanic is you playing a little board game that juices up the reward you can get in chests for a while. And you fight multiples of the card bosses at the same time. Magician, prox bubbles for PoE players. How much we all love prox bubbles? Well, yeah, prox bubbles. Spoiler: we PoE players, we don't love prox bubbles actually. Prox bubbles is you have to be inside the bubble to damage the target. We don't like them. We hate them. Generally speaking. PoE players will butt heads and argue about a lot of things. There are certain things we have in common. Like all ARPG players, we don't like doubling back through empty space. We don't like prox bubbles. We're not big fans on death effects. I'm sure some people are less adamant about disliking certain things in PoE, but there's a lot of agreement on some of the mechanics that are not well liked. Boss coming up. That boss. To go. And this is the end game, is blasting through maps. Blast through them generally a little bit faster than something like PoE. They tend to be a little more straightforward. Now, I haven't done much in the way of the real end game content as they keep adding layers. And I don't get that deep into the game every league. Some leagues I've gotten quite deep in, but not all of them. It's similar to PoE. If I like the league mechanic, I'm going to want to play not just a lot, but a lot of character. All right. The Hermit. This is the mobs are invisible until you move right up on top of them. For the Hermit. So you're invincible. It's the real death. You gotta get out of it. He has a big attack. The big purple swoop you just saw go by. And he'll do that every few seconds. And you need to keep your eyes open and stay out of the great big arc of death. Pretty fair advice for most of life, I would say. Stay out of the great big death. Level 84, and it is a star. You gotta get out. Drop a bunch of bombs at you, and then nothing, and then more bombs, and then nothing. So you need to kite through when it's firing off bombs at you. See, I think I'm over here. More cold damage and more chance to inflict frostbite. And Pact Point, 24% damage on top. And that just leaves one more for an additional 5% and elemental penetration stacking. Boss. Back down. Needless to say, a two-handed axe, not good for a casting build. We are 2 down, 4 to go. Let's see. That'll give us additional rare monsters. Drop quantity. Sure, why not? 23% monster elemental resistance. I don't like that because all of my damage is elemental. So all of my damage is okay. That's lightning resistant. My lightning gets turned into cold, so that shouldn't affect me at all. Doesn't seem to be. And if you're a PoE player, a lot of the various in-game mechanics will be very... I mean, PoE 1 is still best in class ARPG, generally speaking. So, a lot of games are going to be a lot of stuff. That should not come as a surprise. It'd be silly to try and completely reinvent the wheel. Round works for wheels. So no need to try and make a triangle. Whoop, don't stand in the poop on the ground. Well, generally, I guess a solid rule would be don't stand in poop. Real life or games. Seems like pretty fair advice. Yourself, don't poop stand. That boss. And how fast am I burning through them? That boss. Map, I should say. And a half. Okay. Three more to go. So as far as a sort of check your brain at the door and just enjoy blasting, I would say it's a solid game. We are going to get the league mechanic completed again. Fun. This will get us up to 15 cards, presumably. Judgment, get out. Oh. I'll let his area of pain go away before we activate the next card. It is the Hanged Man. We need to be close so that we don't take damage from him. If you're if you're far away from the card, he will appear behind you and he will truck you into the center right under the card, doing an enormous amount of damage and probably killing you. So for the Hanged Man, you need to be right underneath the card. For most of the rest, you don't want to be under the card. That's where most of the mobs are. The sun, get out! We are at 15 of 15. Time to play the League mechanic. Alright. If you haven't seen it, I'll go over it. Basically, there's a long chain of a serpentine that goes up, I don't know, 10 or 15 tiers. We have the free advance, which we roll. We can click on that, and that'll move us 5 spots. And we have these, which are 1 use. This I can choose to move 1, 3, or 5 spots. This one will give me 4. This one will give me anything between 1 and 6. And these ones are backwards the same way. So we'll start by using the 3, 5, and that will re-roll into a random 4. I would like, I think, the 2 to get our first chest. We want to get as many chests as possible, and then we want a lot of these cards with the up arrows because those increase the value of the chest. So I'm going to use... Oh, I can use 4 and then back 2. Or I can use 2. I think we'll use the forward 2. Confirm. And 2. We move 2. We grab our first chest. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll now grab what? 3 more 1 use dice? Yeah. We got 2 1s and an anything from 1 to 6. Next up is a 6 roll. That'll take us past. We currently have 2 health here. A red heart here will do 1 damage to us. If we get down to 0, we lose. We don't want that. But this is a 6, and a 6 will take us to there. We want that. That gives us a chest. 3 will take us to there, which is a random. But we can also go 1. And then 3 will get us another chest. This will get us another die. I think we'd want an up as well. So we're going to go 1 and then 1 again. Go there. No. Let's see. Okay. We can go 3. That'll take us there. No, we want 3. We want 1 and then 3 and then back 2. Wait for it. 1 gives us more dice. 3 gives us another chest. Back 2 gives us a chest upgrading card. We have a 5. The 5 will take us to there. That's fine. We have a 1. That'll give us something of unknown value. It increased the value of a couple of our chests from blue to purple. Next up is a 3. I don't really want a 3. That'll do a damage to us. We've got this. This will give us a 4, which will give us another chest upgrade. 4. Chest upgrade. 3 will do damage to us. Again, we don't really want to do the damage thing if we can avoid it, because we still only have 2 health. Alright, so what we can do is we can turn one of these into a 2. That'll give us another set of dice. The 3 will give us a 1-up, but we now have 3 health. 1 we want to hold on to. So we're here. Do we have a 2? We do not have a 2. Oh, yes, we do. We have a 2. That'll give us a yellow quality chest, which is very good indeed. That is a 1. Does no advantage to us, but does guarantee we can at least use the 4 to get past the hearts if we don't get a good thing. A 5 will get us there. Sure. We have a 4, that would get us there. But a 1 would give us, ooh, a 2. 2? We've got... we're hitting sort of a murderer's row up here. So, what I'm going to do... Let's see. We have a 1, 2, 3 back. So if we go with a 3, we can move back 1 and get a purple. Get an up and a purple. Yeah, so we want a 3. A back 1. Which gives us purple chest. We're at 5 of the maximum 7 chests right now. We're going to hit something in here sooner or later, so we're going to go ahead and eat this and take 1 damage. The next up is a 6, which will get us all the way around to there. A few more dice. The 1 here will give us another heart. 2 would get us there, but a 1 will get us a 6th chest. I like the sound of that. Now this is a 2. That would damage us, but we can finish out with a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. With a 4, that'll give us our 7th and final chest. 2. Give us life or created another. I don't know if it would overwrite the chests we currently have. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go to there. We got plenty of life now. Up to 5 life. If we get 1, 2, this is the end of the road, so we would like to get to there. That'll do it. That's big upgrades. But if we move 2 with this, we can then move 4 to that. So we can get whatever this is at random, and then 4 to that. So, 2. There was another die, and then 4. Gets us the ups. We have a 1. We can have a 1 and see if that does anything for us. Another batch of dice. 6 takes us all the way to the last one. Another ups. Excellent. Okay, so now we're just going to upgrade our chests that we currently have. Green or blue is the lowest tier. I can't remember which. Anyway, Chest of Destiny, the highest rarity among the collected ones, up to blue rarity, will get bonked. So I think that one will become purple. Yep. So this is one Chest of Destiny up to blue. So the green will get bumped up to blue, I believe. Yep. And again, green will get bumped up to blue. Oh no! Interesting. I'm not sure how it chose to do the blue up to purple. Anyway, we have 2 that will upgrade purples to yellow, I believe. Yep, purple to yellow. And purple to yellow. I guess it starts up here and then runs its way through where it matches. So we now have completed it. We have upgraded it. We have the maximum number of chests. We've upgraded them as much as we can. The green one will be free. I believe the purple one will put 1 card out each, and the yellows will put out 2 cards each. So that's the league mechanic. And I think I did a really good job optimizing there. So first one is the green, and it's free. We don't have to fight for the loot. Remember how I said that I had one flame elementium, and it increased my damage by 25%, and I just got 2. I just got 3 out of that one chest. I'm rich! For really small values of rich. Anyway, so there's 6 chests left, 12 if you count her. This is a purple, so that's going to be 1 card. That's the Hermit, I think. Again, these are the ones that are invisible or invincible until you see them. Once you can see them, you can finish them off. That green was amazing. They had 3 flame elementium. Awesome. Purple, again, another card. That is the Empress. I think we need to kill all of her minions outside of her circle. She takes damage when her minions are killed outside of the circle. Alright, we have another purple. That is the Empress again. Alright, we have finishing things up with 3 oranges, and those are going to have 2 cards each. The Sun and the High Priestess. High Priestess is, I think, you basically have to run around and avoid having her kill you while she's running around, because she hits really hard, and you have to kill her mobs. Like, that's how it works. Keep it clear on that. Oh, that was bad. Or maybe a time thing. I know, basically you need to run around and not let her kill you. But other than that, I don't know the exact mechanics for that. I'll just comment that the 3 flame elementum we got out of the lowest tier chest is worth more than everything else we've picked up since. By far. High Priestess, and I didn't catch the second one. Ah, the devil. Up pops the devil. When you kill his supporters, they all shoot purple death at you. And last one. 2 more cards. Hermit and Empress, I think. These will be the Hermit ones now. All right. We didn't die once. And we got 3 flame elementium. Oh, I think we're dating now. She blew me a kiss. I think she's, you know, she's sweet on me. Understandable. Chicks dig old men. She has ludicrous gazongas, certainly. Now, the really strange thing about that sort of visual is that there is somebody at the company, and that's their job. Boob physics. I've had some interesting business cards in my time. I never had boob physicist on one of my business cards. I don't know if they even have business cards anymore, by the way. Even in the free-to-play world of Asian gaming, the jiggle physics implemented there are significant. can't wait to see Jeff Keighley, whatever his name is. Keighley, I think. To add that to the categories for the video game awards every year. Best boob jiggle physics. Keighley. Okay. Where are we at? 2 more, I think. So I will finish up 2 more maps, fight the boss, and then I'll call it an evening. We have a second former League mechanic here. There will be mobs that will show up visibly on the mini-map as little red dots. We kill those, and this fills up, and eventually we get to fight specially summoned mobs. There were a couple of them. Oh, purple. Sorry, purple. The little purple dots on the mini-map. And once I've killed enough of them, that thing will start, I'm going to say throbbing, but let's go with blinking. It'll start blinking in. As if to say, hey, Lens, fight me. Cards. Hermit. Again, these are ones that are insubstantial until you move right next to them. Card. More painful mobs. That is one of the bigger mobs, sort of an elite mob for that league mechanic. And we now are blinking or throbbing. Your choice of verb. And that means we can do our first round of fighting. It spits out a bunch of little balls, and the little balls turn into mobs. Finished off the first wave of them. Another card over here. Don't run away from the card. We love the cards. Cards. Emperor. Okay, he's got the rotating beams. The beams hit really hard, and he will move. So you do have to keep an eye on it. It's not just the rotating if he moves. Got some sort of loot he drop over here. Time beacon or map. Time beacons are just maps for you PoE players. I don't know if you can make it out. We're about 2/3 full on the special mechanic meter. Hanged man. Oh, I may die. Not quite. I didn't quite get far enough away to die from his mechanic. Almost, though. I momentarily forgot which one he was. He's a bad man. He does many hurties of me. And we have the blinking or throbbing former lead mechanic ready available then. We will finish off this little thoroughfare here, and then pop that. We'll hoof it, and we'll get back here and pop it. One of the less straightforward linear maps. So some maps are significantly more linear than others. So a little more straightforward. We're not going to fill up our meter again, I don't think, because map loss. More map, and then a boss. There is a learning curve involved in this game. All the game systems are not very well explained, at least not within the game. It's certainly possible there may be videos out there that are good at explaining all of those sort of niceties of the various mechanics, because they've had a bunch of League mechanics. There's no shortage of additional layers of complexity. Fat Buddy, good evening. And welcome, as always. If you want to see a high-end PoE player and what they can do with this game, PoE's resident memester, Cute Dog, plays a lot of Torchlight Infinite. And he does more endgamey stuff than I would ever get to. Because he does spend. And we have a boss waiting for us here. I'll let you see the cinematic this time. I know your excitement is palpable. Please don't palp yourself during my stream. He's lightning guy fella. He is tough. He's a tougher one, so I would not be surprised if I end up, He has more mechanics than most of the previous ones. Like this, where he draws lines on the ground as to where he's going to drop electrical hurties. Whoop! That was not optimal on my part. Kill him, guys! Kill him! Kill him faster! Thank you. I was never in any danger. Yep. I have, I think, 4 Flame Elementium now as a browse. Let's do a browse and see what we could come up with as an example, just to show what the trade looks like. So we're legendary gear, hero memory, legendary gear, other weapon, wand. Trade house. There we go. Weapon, wands, currently like a 84 or 85 now. 84. So if we were going to look for what I can get to at 86, the Headless Cleric wand, make of that what you will. And we price filter it for, we now have 4. So, it's not going to highlight anything that isn't 4 or less. So the price points here are way higher than there aren't a lot of them. Was that about 2 dozen? Something like that? 3 dozen? So if we go back here to the tier of wand that I bought, with the same price filter of 4. We'll see if any of these are better than the one I bought for 1. Because it showed up immediately. See, that one has more damage than my offhand, which is the shield. But it doesn't have any survival stats on it. And it's almost as good, but not as good as the one I bought for 1. This one's also up for 1. So there are good bargains available. You just have to do a little search. Doesn't look like it's likely we're going to find anything as good as what I bought for 1. There was that one wand that was close. That was also 1. But it is tunable. You can search for specific affixes and the like as well. Yeah, just don't get hit is, in fact, the key to this one as well. I'd say there aren't as many one-shot mechanics in here. But there are a fair number of multiple whacks that are going to take a chunk off. And so it's not quite as many one-shots, but maybe more like 2 and 3 shots if you're not fast enough getting out of the way of something. Yeah, it doesn't look like, it looks like my purchase was correct. The one I jumped on at 1. In that we've seen nothing as good for 4. My instincts were right. I'm smarter than I look, or sound, or testing indicates. So 25 pages, we've looked at 200 wands. Let's take a look at some of the more expensive wands, just out of curiosity. 600. It's not as good as mine. And it has almost the same stat categories. It's got int, it has lightning as the default implicit, it has lightning as an affix, it has spell damage, elemental damage, crit strike rating. I think mine's got 5 of those, all 5 of those. But this one here is actually better than mine. That one at 600 is not. This one at 7 is. Why? Probably slightly higher tiers. It's 0.8% better than mine. So my assumption is it's slightly better rolls within the tiers or a couple of better tiers. So that's how you can search for stuff once you start getting Flame Elementium. You can also trade for other things, such as Flame Elementium and some of the other currencies. I have no idea as to what kind of exchange rates you should expect, as I've never done that. The only buys or sells I've done have been for Flame Elementium, which is the primary exchange for, at least for most players, I expect. We have a couple of these guillotines already. Recycle that. Which gives us flame sand, not flame elementium, which is used for crafting. Let's drop these all in, and I am going to be calling it an evening. I want to, as always, thank you guys for hanging out. I am very appreciative that you choose to do so. I should be back tomorrow at my usual time, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, middle of the night in Europe, morning in Asia, Australia, and New Zealand. I think it is. Stash tab full. I know. I have lots of tabs. Those are purchasable with in-game currency, by the way. Now, if you are interested in dropping money into it, they give you shitloads of ways of doing it. Lots and lots of ways. This is what I bought, was this. 30 bucks. I spent 30 bucks on the game so far to give me 1980 of the currency, which can be used, I'll show you how, to unlock heroes that you don't have. That's the only reason I bought it, was to unlock 2 heroes. I have unlocked 1 so far. So if I return to login screen, I wanted to create a new character, and there she is again. Love is blind. Let's see. So if I wanted to roll up a new character, here we can see the characters that I do and do not have access to. This is the new character. You'd have to buy the battle pass to unlock her. Rihan, there are 2 classes for Rihan. This one is the free class. It's called Anger. This is the other one, which I don't have, Seething Illusion. And animations for all of them. Wish it was all skippable. So there are all these characters here, and I think 5 of them are free. The ones I know are free are Rihan, one of the Carinos, that one I think. Divine Shot, yes, I think Divine Shot is the free one. That is Fire and Ice. Yeah, Ice Fire Fusion Frostfire, I think is one of them. Moto is down here. Maybe it's only 4. No, the other one is Yauga, the characterized one. And that's this one. So yeah, unless they've added more, there are only 5 of the various classes that are free to play. The rest you can either earn the currency. That takes a very long time. It'll take me several, I think I've unlocked 2 characters with currency I earned in game. I'm not sure the currency is still available. I think it is. But those took a couple of seasons for me to get enough to unlock a character, and then I've unlocked 1 character through the points, the real money points that I bought. But I'm going to call it here for the evening. I want to thank you guys, as always, for hanging out. I should be back tomorrow, usual time. I don't have any other irons in the fire that I'm aware of. So probably more of this, but I'm not sure. Maybe a new character. Don't know. Don't know what's up for tomorrow. Yeah, that's it. Again, thanks, guys. Hopefully you'll see me soon. I hope the rest of your Saturday night goes great. Hope your Sunday's awesome. Back tomorrow. Have a great rest of your evening. Take care, and ciao for now. Good night, guys.